throughout my life, and I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones on intentions, never give up on yourself because someone is praying your downfall or they'll only overlook you. Or they say not you're not gonna prosper in life because they're willing to try to have you stagnant when it comes to your faith. Never get discouraged, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. Poetry, my swag. Hey, shake on me. I'm far from a copycat, little hater, and I say that respectfully. All don't pray the same. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Yeah, they slept on you. But your projection is different when it comes to your intuition, how God gave you balance, acknowledge your worth, that you actually step differently. Never get discouraged because someone's praying on your downfall. They would never understand how you actually understand how to fix your crown more. When it comes to days and season, how the enemy participate the product. Hold on one second, praying your downfall. They would never understand your conscience when it comes to dealing with spiritual warfare. How you overcame the battles, right, the left. How it's supposed to make you feel unbalanced when it comes to your work, but God didn't reject you when it comes to having potential. They would never understand you was far from a copycat. A hate in your vocabulary wasn't part of your vocabulary when it comes to your language. No, it had to trick on me. You ever have to realize at the end of the day, a motherfucker hate on you, disrespect you because you choose you, and you have to realize, hold on one second, hater, that ain't part of my blood type. They would never understand how you love yourself right, regardless to who's projecting the insecurities on you. They get so mad to end it because you know how to be authentic. You ain't even got to try hard to understand your youth when it comes to being youthful. You know, get in tune with your inner child, becoming your best self, vision of yourself, acting your body weight. They would never understand how, because there's a time and place for everything. Participate in someone's hate at the end of the day, nah. You understood God's protection is different. Hold on one second. When they didn't want you to hold your own weight. Narcotics, when it comes to being different, how God got you established. Hold on one second. When it comes to your intuition, your reflection, loving yourself, the better yourself, never get shortchanged because someone wanted to make you feel, hold on one second, irrelevant, but God also showing you that you was actually, hold on one second, worthy. Now, Ellen, shake on me. You know, my content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Always be yourself regardless to who prays on your downfall. The fact that they wanted you to crash out. You know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because when it's fall for pretending being authentic. We truly got someone in a chokehold because they trying to figure out your next move. Hold on one second, but God didn't allow you to tell. When God will see you showing you continue to be authentic, I got your back when it comes to, hold on one second, the proper conversation when it comes to your protection. How you understood the balance, your prayers hits different. You know, like loving yourself, the better yourself, counting on yourself when folks are praying to get downfall, they would never understand how you was going to better yourself. It went from self-love, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments, you wasn't trying to get lost in someone's vocabulary. When they try to paint you to be a crash out, they wanted you to lose control, but God was to show you the proper tools to love yourself. Who would have knew that God fear at the end of the day wasn't part of you? You know, God's fear wasn't part of you. Because God wasn't projecting fear on you. When God was showing you love, they would never understand your point of view. How chicks and dudes would try to play God in your life and try to project fear in you, all because you understood how to step differently when it comes to, hold on one second, God's flow, loving yourself, the better yourself, fall from rejection when it comes to, hold on one second, God's intuition, loving yourself. Never give up on yourself regardless of cheering for you or not. Never dim your light, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone. The fact that they slept on you, fall from weak, they would never understand God's potential when it comes to motivation, fall from being stagnant. You got playing mirror magic, playing with voodoo witchcraft, but they would never understand that the hands of time God she was protecting you. Chicks and dudes would swear you took them up like a bad habit, but it just shows the end that their mask fell off when it comes to their lack of self control because they had bad habits. They did it to the last person. The person can't tell a story, but God also showing your flow when it comes to being a truth teller. They say nobody going to hear you, but never get discouraged. Being woke, and I say that respectfully because the right people going to respect you with no malicious intentions. That energy is different when it comes to your calling, having a blessing. That was your intuition. Like loving yourself, to better yourself from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You wasn't giving up on yourself regardless was praying to your downfall. They would never understand how you continue to smile more. They want to make you feel you're supposed to frown more. But God will show you why God gave you the proper tools to balance your vocabulary when it comes to better days ahead. Didn't have to try hard. You've been dealing with spiritual warfare from a child point of view going to your adulthood. They would never understand the self-love that you have for yourself to be comfortable in your own skin to heal more. They would never understand how you actually step in his different. Didn't have to sell your soul to the devil on pretending. Being authentic, far from a copycat. They would never understand the end of the hand of time is different. Like loving yourself. I am my biggest cheerleader, and I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself regardless of praying your downfall. And I say that respectfully. I would never stop showing up for myself because someone is disrespecting me or praying on my downfall. And I say that respectfully. I am my biggest cheerleader, and I would never stop showing up for myself because someone is praying on my downfall. And I say that respectfully. It was never about a like or a view. It could be one person in the room, but I still choose me at the end of the day. The company I keep was far from miserable. I understood my self-control is different when it comes to discipline. A swag that certain folks can relate to. That was confidence. I got grown as men trying to hurt me. All because I understood my priorities. I was willing to love myself. They praying on my downfall. Took them out, you dyke, you bitch, but I was willing to still smile more. Regards to the he say, she say, at the end of the day. You be surprised with a chick insecurities would try to make them feel at the end of the day. They so irrelevant because they got to kick you down. Or because you understood how to smile. You believe in faith at the end of that certain chicks and dudes can relate to. That was hold on 1 second, stepping on faith when it comes to God's wisdom is different. Always be yourself. I am my biggest cheerleader, and I'm far from a hater on a copycat. And I say that respectfully. I am my biggest cheerleader. Today is currently March 6, 2026. Worship. We hold on worship the same. The devil try to make you feel at the end of the day you're supposed to deserve pain. How chicks and dudes would try to play God, but giving up on yourself, they would never understand. Hold on 1 second, how you actually flying when it comes to catching your blessings. That reaction is different. It was far from an allergic reaction. How God restored you when the devil was trying to prey on you. The enemy looking for a reaction because they antagonize you. You didn't know. Hold on 1 second. You didn't know, but God revealed the devil alone an enemy when it comes to prospering. A worship. It didn't matter church house and your household from point A to Z. They would never understand about your whereabouts. When it come to your mental state, they was willing to control the narrative. But God showed you balance is different than half the hate. You didn't have the mindset at the end of the day having insecurity projected on innocent people at the end of the day. All because you understood how to understand faith is different when it comes to God's receiver, not giving up on yourself. That energy is different. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. And I say that respectfully. I am my biggest cheerleader regardless of praise on my downfall. And I say that respectfully. It's currently my 4th live this evening. I will never stop showing up for myself, and I say that respectfully. Regardless to what woman, man, couple, elderly, or person at the end of the day, or man or woman at the end of the day, is praying on my downfall. I would never stop choosing myself. And I say that respectfully. I am my biggest cheerleader.
No ever check on me. Stop the violence. Stop the violence.